So it's day 2 and time to get this life rolling. So we still got 0 in the bank, 0 interviews, and 0 income from a business that's AI we started. So today we start with the usual. We get some coffee, oatmeal, say what's up to Buddha, and let him eat, and then we get to our Notion to plan our day. So for day 2, of course, we got to apply for 3 jobs. We got to work on this AI business idea, record this video, exercise, eat no alcohol, weed, or drugs, journal, and additionally answer some leak code questions. So before we get to the fun stuff, which is building an AI business, I have to knock out 3 applications and go exercise. So first I went to my friend Jermaine. Basically, I helped him at his event and spoke and taught people about AI agents and bots and everything and how to build them. And he basically works at this place called Workforce Central for his full-time job, where they help people get jobs in the Pierce County area. So what I did is I just went to the site and I found their career pathways, and they have something for computer and information system managers that pays around $130,000 a year, which is perfect around what I need. So yeah, so instead of applying directly, I reached out for them, and I'm gonna count that as my first application of the day because it's always better for a warm connection rather than a cold connection. And of course I had to use AI to fix my message to make sure it flows a little better, because that's just how you do it nowadays. So I sent him a text and boom, I'm gonna check this off the list and count the first one done. Okay, so for the second one, I decided to go to Amazon because it'd be really cool to work on like their Alexa project, because they're using LLMs and AI to basically have a voice assistant, which it would be cool to work on. So I find a role that asking for about 3 years, 3+ years, and a bachelor's, and I got a master's and a little over 3 years experience. So I go to ChatGPT and just enter my resume and ask, hey, am I a strong fit? What's the ATS score? And it basically gave me between an 85 and 90, but it recommended that I should still update my resume so that I pass their ATS system. So what I did is I passed in my resume and asked it to fix it to make it at least a 90. And then, yeah, so it did that. And I basically here just updated all the information, such as the description. I added an architecture part of my technical skills, just so it matches the words they're looking for. And then additionally updated my experience so that the keywords all matched again. I removed all these spaces. I don't know why it always gets added with ChatGPT. And then from here, all I had to do was basically copy it in until it graded again. And yeah, it gave me a 92. So this is good enough to submit. Anywhere over 80 is usually good enough, but anywhere over 90 is better. So again, had to go into Amazon and basically just apply for the job. And yeah, so this is just me answering some general questions it asks, like, okay, what's your experience? Which I guess it could pull from the resume, but they like to ask additional questions. Are you an immigrant? No. What's your ethnicity? I don't get why you need to know, but yeah, added that, updated my resume, submitted that job application, and boom, software development for Alexa Mobile Assistant, done. So we're gonna check that off and done with the second one. Okay, and for the last one of the day, I heard of this new startup that just got $6 million in funding from some venture capitalists I actually know, and they're looking for a senior developer. So I asked, as this senior software engineer role good for me, because they want something full stack, and ChatGPT said, yeah, you're actually over 90% already. You don't even need to modify your resume. The only thing you're really missing is like the 6+ years of experience, which I assume everyone just adds everything they would like with the ideal candidate. So I'm gonna apply to this role. So I looked around for a while, and for some reason I just could not find where to apply for this role. So I looked for contact us page, and then after all this, I finally found it in the base careers page. So I went through and filled out my information, and then had an additional question, which is tell us why you'd be a good fit for the role. And I actually worked for a moving company back during my undergrad during summers. It was like a logistics company for the military, basically, where when people came in, they'd have to move. So I basically just told ChatGPT, hey, here's my life story. Can you make this sound a little more professional for this role and polish it within less than 5 sentences? So it gave me that, and then all I had to do was basically copy and paste that in, submit it, and boom, bada bang, we're done with the last one of the day. So this is future me. While I'm editing this video, I didn't have anything to put in this place, but basically around 12:31, I got a call from the first application I did, Jermaine, and he called just to talk about what jobs he knows about that are open. And yeah, here's a phone call.
Just what you got is an SOC code, right? The 113021.
Yeah.
So that's computer information system managers, 302 And so what I could do is I could search for all the jobs that are posted on that county. So looks like there's 64 job postings in Pierce County for that role. Some have ended though. Where do you live at?
I live in Northeast Tacoma.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, I appreciate the help, man.
Come on, bro. Yeah, I got you, man. We're still gonna get you back to doing things.
All right, and then after got off that phone call, and he sent me a Google with some jobs in both Pierce and King County, about 100 jobs or so listings. It's time for a run. Are you ready, Buddha? That's him saying he wants to run. Alright, so I had to come home, get something to eat, take a quick nap to fight off the depression real quick, and then, so we're back trying to figure out what we're doing for this AI business we're going to start. So, let's get to it. Okay, so the last few hours I've been having a conversation with both Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT about the other idea I said on the last episode I put out yesterday, or earlier today, that I recorded yesterday. And that idea was basically just going to be a QR code for real estate listings where real estate agents could basically go and put their listings up. And if you guys want to see it, I should still have this drawing up right here. But I looked around and did some research, and there's a lot of these ideas out already, so it wouldn't really be fun to build. And then it's mainly just going to be a sales thing where I just have to reach out to a lot of agents and sell. Which push comes to shove, I can build that, but that's not something I could use myself. I really want to build a project that I can actually use every day. So I started thinking, if I'm over here using Notion basically to basically plan out my days. So I did all three of these, so that's checked off. Record and publish, I still got a few hours to do that. I exercise, no alcohol, weed, or drugs. I'm journaling. I didn't solve 3 leak code questions. I'm not going to post that, but I'll do that tonight while I watch some Netflix or something or some anime. But basically, it would be cool if I had almost like a life coach or journaling tool where I could basically just talk to it. I don't like typing in everything all the time. I want it just to give me what I need to do every day and keep my life on track for me. So if I want to run and exercise and do this, it could have almost like if you're a developer, you know how you have a GitHub repo and it has a little green boxes of every day you checked in, and it's a stronger green, less transparent if you do more in that day. So you could look back and see how many days you followed, and it makes you want to keep pushing in more and more changes. I want sort of that feature, but I also want something where I could have a different types of personalities depending on how I'm feeling to help me get motivated, and I could actually talk to it. So that's a big thing. I want to play around with 11 Labs and Whispers API to make some sort of chat, almost journaling agent. So what I did is I looked around and seen if anyone else had the issue. So first thing I did is of course, I talked to ChatGPT, and it basically helped me come up with almost like a life coach journaling tool where it's like your 24/7 AI voice companion for your life goals and well-being. And yeah, so that I figure that would be a cool idea if this light doesn't keep bothering me. Let me change this bit. Yeah, that light's too bright. But yeah, so basically, if you look at the screen, the problem is I at least feel lost, overwhelmed, and unmotivated in certain parts. So if I could just go through like I'm doing with Notion and just check off different boxes, but it continuously reminds me, and I don't actually have to text things, I could sort of just talk to it and it just remembers and writes it down and organizes my thoughts for me, or even gives me a call or a text or some form of notifications. That would be really cool. And so I went to Gemini and it said the other idea I was working on, there's tons of them. It's sort of late to the game for the real estate AI QR code, but this is a fantastic idea with the voice first all in one productivity assistant directly addresses the real and common problem, the fragmentation of life management apps. So what I did next is I went to Reddit or I guess before I went to Reddit, I first just typed in, but this is after a few revisions of Claude's because I wanted to play around with their new artifacts basically, where you just tell it what you want and it codes it for you. It sort of has a form of hosting it for you, so you could just publish your landing page really quick or super simple apps. You can't really, I don't know if you could really integrate a database, but that's not the point of the video. This video, so basically, I was just brainstorming and even created this document of trying to understand and create a simple pitch deck together before I start coding. Because nowadays, I feel like with vibe coding and all the tools, everything's so easy to code that you really have to focus on the idea and the MVP before you want to jump into code because you could code almost anything in a few days nowadays. But this is something I do see myself using. Another idea, since I wanted to play around with the voice apps, I was thinking is I was looking at a LinkedIn post and basically it was talking about what all these different companies are looking for. They're sort of bored of seeing all the projects on portfolios as simple chatbots that just take in a document or something and then use the simple RAG embeddings just to bring up information. So something they want to see is more voice agents, and one part specifically was voice agents in cars. So I was thinking about building something in that realm, but I couldn't really think of anything other than either a better Google map that takes you for like better scenic routes or something, or if we wanted to get complex, which would take way too long, if you had a hardware device you could plug into the OBD2 or OBD1 sensor and it could sort of tell you what's wrong with your car and talk to you, that'd be really cool. But that's going to take too long to build for the first project. So what I sort of came up with was this idea with the life coach or journaling tool, but I still need to simmer it down to something a lot more simple. And then back to the Claude is after revising some and going to Reddit and doing some research on Reddit, I seen that a lot of people were really upset when this app called Summit AI. I don't think I have it up here anymore, but Summit, it wasn't Summit AI, it was just Summit app. Yeah, it was a life coach, but it shut down on April 10th, 2025. But it was a cool app that would actually give you calls and you could have different personalities. So you could have like a what's it called? The people who yell at you in the military, I can't remember what it's called, and they could give you like very strict feedback on get your life together now, like a sergeant. Or it also had people who could call you like when to stop coding and go to bed or when to wake up, and it was just an AI that would have a conversation with you at those times, and people really liked it. So after going through Reddit, basically this is the post I was reading from about 5 months ago when they closed, and they're like, Summit AI life coach is shutting down. I'm devastated. I still can't find the reason they shut down, but basically a lot of people were agreeing with this and commenting, and a lot of people are here trying to make better solutions within the last few months. And the only real one, if you go through here, you see everyone had the same reaction. Everybody sort of wants some sort of life coach AI. They want Summit, basically exactly what Summit was. But I feel like they had some financial issues, which is why they had to shut down. I signed up too. Uh, but yeah, so I looked through here and read through all these comments. And basically, there is one company building something people liked. And it started only 5 months ago. It's still new. Only has 71 followers and 2 to 10 employees on LinkedIn. From this guy, Dawid Raga. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he's making a company called Ream. And it's still pretty new. It's like they had this little demo I'll show you real quick.
I built this AI life coach to help you be more productive and have better mental health. So I'm incredibly excited to dive into this demo.
Hi, David. It's Reem. It's Creamy. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, Reem is still in active development, so sometimes I'll say.
And help you set goals. Given that you're feeling content and relieved, what's been the biggest win for you today?
I've got lots of progress done this morning, but anyways, just for demo purposes, I think I'm going to end the call here. So yeah, let's wrap up. Goodbye.
So it seems like basically he created just one personality that talks to you when everyone's asking for different personalities that can call you and interact with you. And I even went to the app and tried the coaching session myself. So if you go to, it might not let me do it again. Yeah, here we go. So it asks you some questions, and then I want to improve productivity. Let's say I have overwhelmed, and then you go to I want to mix of guidance and questions, and it seems like it's mainly for just engineers or people in the startup economy, even though if I made one, I'd want it to be for normal people too, just going through everyday life struggles. But yeah, it understands your goals, identifies obstacles, and then you could get a free coaching call. So if you look, it's basically using
Hi
your
there.
phone. I don't really like the voice. I feel like it should have like, I don't know, a feminine voice or like you could choose different voices, but it's not bad. So now let's see if we talk to it. Hey, how are you today? Well, I
I
get
understand you have,
I understand you have some thoughts. How can you help me?
as a software engineer dealing with productivity challenges and overwhelm. I'd love to help you find practical ways to streamline your work and reduce stress. What specific productivity goals would you like to focus on?
I'm not quite sure what ones do people usually struggle with.
Let me search for some common productivity challenges that software engineers face. I see that many engineers struggle with managing multiple tasks, context switching, and staying focused during deep work. Does any of these resonate with your experience?
It's just I have so many tasks I could work on. I don't know which one to start first.
I hear you. Having too many tasks can definitely feel overwhelming. Before we dive into prioritization strategies, could you tell me what typically happens when you sit down to work and face all these competing tasks?
Yeah, so I'm in the call because I don't really even know what to ask it. I feel like it needs some prompts or something to tell me what to do, which is something I'll probably build into the product I'm building. I really like the experience and interface, and then it tries to get you into a free account or chat more before deciding. So I really like that lead generation mechanism. I feel like you could just have people sign up and then try it versus trying it, not liking it, or having some issues. But that's all user experience we'll focus about later. Pricing, I don't even think you could use this in the US. I don't know what I think that's a pound, but I don't know what 30 pounds is in the US. So it'd be cool to have a US version. Where are they even at? Oh, England. Okay, so it must be pounds because they're in England. So looks like they're hitting brand new and they're getting somewhere, but I would really like to make my own version of it. I don't get so you get regular coaching, so that must be with a real person? No. The only problem I'd have about this is where's it saving the data? And I guess we could ask it. I guess if it's completely private, confidential, and secure, no one at Ream can read your conversation, transcripts, summaries, and audio recordings. That's good, but how are you actually saving it? Are you like encrypting it somehow? So no one could use it? What are you training it on? I'm not quite sure, but maybe they're just sending it directly to ChatGPT if they're using the ChatGPT option. But no, this is cool. I like this, but it's not quite hitting the pain point of what people on Reddit wanted, where basically they're saying it would send me text like in the human world. So basically, the ability to have a phone conversation, which we're probably not going to add in the MVP. We'll just use text in which it detects my goals. So we'll want some place in the beginning where it adds goals. It adds tasks and reminders from the conversations and automatically adds them onto my schedule. That'd be cool instead of me having to input anything. So that would be great. That's exactly what I want because I don't want to have to text at all. I just want to push a button, talk to it, have it talk back basically, and it just does everything else for me. And then, yeah, then I could just view all my goals, what I want in there. I could remove and add goals just with my voice, and I could have my own assistant. I would like to change the voice or the persona. That'd be really cool. And in the way it sends me text like a human would. So that's something they gave 3 exclamation marks. They really want an app. It sounds like I could 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 10 exclamation mark or not exclamation question marks. And they want a drill sergeant, which I don't think Ream added. So if we had a drill sergeant, this would pretty much help this person. As a persona, so it could give me tough love, life coaching, and unconditional endless support. No, then ignoring cussing says get off. I don't want it. So those are the features, like the requirements for this user using it. I wish. By the way, people want to open source as well, so they could sort of modify the algorithms, make it their own, and actually save the information themselves. So that would sort of solve the data problem if we did make this open source. Additionally, some other people, this is the Ream people who built it, and the person who started the post said, I love you for making this. The demo video teared me up a little bit because you get it how profoundly helpful these tools are, and I've signed up. And I would use these tools because I find it helpful. So that's good. They're already helping the person who made the original post. You got a few up marks. And yeah, so basically, I just want to recreate that, but with the different personas and in my own way. So also I want to have an open source version that anyone could just go on GitHub and pull, and then they could just save the information directly onto their computer and or enter their own like ChatGPT and Whisper codes, or some other paid version where maybe we charge like they're charging 30 pounds and whatever that is in USD, so maybe like $30 a month. And yeah. So it seems like a lot of people were upset when Summit AI closed, so we'll just copy that one. And if we go to like, what is this actual app? Before I end this video, you could see there was a really good picture I seen here. Okay, this picture really helps you understand what it was doing. So you see how it has like these little GitHub marks? That's going to be one. So if I had to pick 3 features, the first one would be probably this little GitHub thing. Or the first one would probably be voice, where I could just talk to it and it talks back and then automatically saves all my goals and what I want to do from like health, business, and fitness, or we'll call it like health, career, and fitness. I don't know if those are part of the same. I'll have to sort of brainstorm these and then get back to you guys when I start coding the MVP. And then the second part is definitely going to be this little GitHub and today weekly to-do tracker, so I can know what I'm doing today, how well I've been doing on the past. Claude actually had Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini, one of them came up with a really good idea where you could almost add some icon, like let's say some sort of plant or something that grows as you grow personally, and then when you stop like completing these tasks, it like withers away. So that could be a really cool idea to add with this, but that could just be an additional feature. I'm not sure if that would be really useful. And then the third would be you have to be able to add these different personas, like the drill sergeant, because that's what they didn't quite add in Remy, or at least I didn't see it in these features. Stay on track with daily phone calls, feel clear, take action. But I didn't see anything about the different personas, which I really feel like is very important based on the Reddit feeds. So yeah, that's what we're gonna pivot to. I'm gonna basically break down and create almost like a pitch deck so I could display this to you guys either tomorrow, probably tomorrow since I'm trying to post every day. And then after that, it should be time to get coding once I know what it'll actually look like and got a plan. And this will be a lot cooler than the real estate idea, because the real estate idea would just be going out, making phone calls and selling. This would be something I could like make videos about and test every day. And it's something I'm already using Notion for. So why not just create an app to do it for me using like different tools that could help me get a job? Because if everyone wants voice agents after like basic chatbot agents, the next thing is let's try using Whisper and ChatGPT and some of these new conversational voice agents to just create a real product. And then that gives me something I could display on my portfolio as well. So that's going to be the video, guys. This is almost like a 30-minute video or 25, 30-minute video at this point. So I'm going to call it good. I'll go see what Buddha's up to real quick. Let you guys see what he's up to. And then peace out, guys. I'm going to post this and be ready for tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll probably have a better workout video because today I just felt like in my head and just working out. So, all right, guys. Till tomorrow. Peace out. Here we go. Good night, Buddha.